Welcome to our video. This is a disclaimer. We're both over the age of 21 and will not be driving tonight. So, thank you.
My name is Weston.
And I'm Grace.
The first thing that you want to do before you start working on any vehicle is make sure that you have the proper PPE. The first thing you should always put on is your safety glasses. Next, what we are going to do is pop the hood. Next, if you're a female, take off your rings. That wasn't sexist. If you're a male and you wear rings, that's okay too. Sorry.
Be safe. Also included in PPE, steel toe boots and long pants
And long sleeves if you want, not required.
if you want. Before beginning work on pickup, we need to be aware of some safety hazards. So, number one, pinch points. There are going to be pieces removed and you will be sticking your phalanges in tight spaces where they can get pinched. Action. Another thing to be aware of is electrical. So, in order for us to diagnose this properly, we have to leave the batteries hooked up for the time being so that we can test for voltage and voltage. But before beginning any repairs, we will be disconnecting the batteries.
Also, some may consider this being a fall hazard since we will be up in the engine bay. You don't need fall protection, but just be
It's
careful.
below 6 feet.
Be aware. Don't fall off. It won't feel nice. And also possibly chemicals or oil. The most we'll really be dealing with today is probably some engine oil. Gloves are optional. They're not required. We will not be wearing any because I cannot function when I have gloves on. I would like to add a point. If you have long hair, tie it back. Like so.
Before beginning diagnostic work, we will show a short video of the wiring diagram and how the system works. Cut. So, we're going to be going over the wiring schematic for 7.3 Power Stroke, specifically the glow plug circuit. So we're going to start over here with the glow plug control. So that's going to be in the powertrain control module, and this is basically going to be our ground control for our glow plug relay. So if we followed over here on this violet and orange wire, it eventually will come up right here, and that's going to come to our glow plug relay. So the glow plug relay, it has an always hot wire going into it here at pin 30, and then also here at this powertrain interface adapter, there's going to be 12 volts going through there. So this will always have 12 volts on it, and then the ECM will control the ground, turning this coil on and off and switching this over here to our glow plugs. So then if you come down, you follow this brown wire down and this yellow wire down, then you can see that comes to our glow plugs. You got your bank 1 and bank 2. And then further up here, through these 3 fusible links, you got a white wire, white and violet, and then white and light green. You can follow these over, and those also go to your PCM in the glow plug monitoring. Where'd that white wire go? Right here. So that is basically how the glow plug circuit works.
One of the common failure points on this is going to be the glow plugs themselves, and the first place you're going to start is your glow plug relay, which is right here. And you're going to want to test right here, here, and here, all for 12 volts. You want to make sure that you're getting 12 volts here, you're always getting 12 volts here, and that this is actually switching back and forth, and you're getting 12 volts here, and then this is going to be your ground. You're going to follow these wires down, your brown and yellow, all the way down to glow plug bank 1 and bank 2, and you're going to test it here on each one of your glow plugs for 0.6 to 2 ohms. And if it's out of that limit, then your glow plugs are bad.
Okay, so right here, this is our glow plug relay. So we have our 4 terminals. This terminal is our always hot. As you can see on the voltmeter, it's reading 12 volts with key off. And across from that, we have our glow plug terminal. So these brown and yellow wire go to the glow plugs, and then they ground out through the block. Here on the right, we have our key on power. As you can see, there's no voltage right now because the key's not on. And then over here, this is our ECM ground terminal. So the ECM controls the ground side circuit so that once the glow plugs have ran for long enough, then it can shut them off. Okay, so now we've switched to ohms so we can read resistance. So since this is our glow plug terminal, we have the other lead hooked straight to battery ground, which is connected to our engine block, so we will be able to see the total resistance of all 8 glow plugs. It's at about 11.5 ohms, which is a little bit outside of our limit of 0.5 to 2 ohms. So that's how we know that these glow plugs are bad. Okay, now we're going to switch on the key just to confirm that our solenoid is working. So we can see right here, battery voltage is a little low, dead batteries, but we are getting key on power, which means that on the glow plug side it's being pulled down, and we're getting voltage over there too. And then if we switch to ohms and test this, you can see with the key on, the ECM is giving it a path to ground, and so it's able to complete this circuit and pull that switch down.
So here we have a good glow plug that we got from no other than Rock Auto. And if you put your leads right here and right here, we have about 2 ohms, which is what you want it to be. So this is good.
Action. Okay, so action. All right, so now that we've diagnosed that the glow plugs are bad, we're gonna go ahead and begin disassembly, but to start, we're gonna disconnect the batteries.
Glow plugs on this here 2002 Ford F350.
Now that we've got the batteries disconnected out of the way, both grounds, good. We're gonna start by undoing these. Yep, there it is, that's good. The charge pipe clamps, those ones, these ones, and then we're also gonna take off this intake pipe all the way up to the turbo inlet. So these are 8 millimeters and these are 7/16. God damn it. I can't see fucking shit.
Okay, so now we're gonna start disconnecting some more stuff.
Special guest, Shane Carlson, everybody. Now that we've got most everything disconnected, and we're getting ready to take this valve cover off, we're gonna blow it off with air so that dirt doesn't get in the motor. We're gonna start with the toughest one first because that's how we do things around here. So it's way back here on the back side of this valve cover gasket. Weight air. So got a 13 on a wobble on an extension. We're gonna see if that can get her. All right, now for the easier ones. Now that we have all of our valve cover bolts out, we are going to gently remove the valve cover. Okay, got the valve cover out. So now, if we come in here, I don't know, it might be kind of hard to see, but behind these injectors, these little white wires, are your glow plugs. So we're gonna pop the caps off, all 4 of them, and then we're going to unscrew the glow plug and screw the new ones in. Since we're in the valve cover anyway, we decided to replace injector O-rings. So from here to here, that's your oil. Right? No. Take 2. Action. Between these 2 O-rings, you have your oil passage, and then between these 2, you have your fuel passage. So we've got a new copper seal ring, goes right here on the tip. We've got our lower injector O-ring that goes between the combustion chamber and your fuel passage. It's right there. And then took a little bit of figuring out. This pink one goes right here between your fuel and oil. And then you also have a stack here at the bottom. You have like a split ring that goes on bottom. Then you have a rubber spacer. Then you have O-ring. And it all sits right there. So we're doing these while we're in there. Easy enough to get at. Now we're in here. As you know, the valve cover's off. So we're gonna pull these little plugs. They just look like that. Pull them off of all 4 of these. One more back here. And then to get the glow plugs out, it's just a 10mm socket. Put it down in there and break it loose. I don't know if it showed, but we had trouble getting these out. The deep well 10mm was backing into the rocker arm right there, and the shallow wouldn't fit. So we got a piece of hose, and you just slip it over the end of that, and then you can spin the hose to get it out the rest of the way.
It is also good practice when you are doing this, since you're already in there, you might as well. Just to avoid any further issues, we're also going to replace the valve cover gasket harness. This plugs into it. We've already taken the old one out, and we will be installing the new one.
As you can see, we got the new valve cover harness installed. We got everything plugged back in, injector, glow plug, on all 4. So now we're getting ready to put the valve cover back on, and they get torqued to 71 inch-pounds. We've pretty much got everything back together in here, except for the intake pipe to the turbo. We're gonna try and start it up just to make sure the side's fine. So got a block right here, because when those injectors were pulled, a lot of oil went into the motor, so it's probably gonna smoke. In case it tries to run away, we have that block there to block off air. I wonder if I should call Shane. Here we go. We have 6,000 amp jump.
We have successfully smoked out the shop. Okay, so now that we have completed the one side, we are going to test the resistance to see if it has dropped at all.
0 ohms. Time to disassemble the passenger
other
side.
side.
Now we're getting ready to disassemble the passenger side. So we're gonna take off charge pipe. Gonna disconnect this sensor. We have to take the oil cap off because that goes straight into the valve cover. We're gonna take the belt off. Take these 4 bolts out of the AC compressor. And we're gonna flop that forward, and then we're going to move these 2 heater core lines out of the way so that we can get to the valve cover. Oh, I'm gonna fart. Now, we got the valve cover most of the way off. Almost. As soon as I pull it off, then it'll be off. Lift up, slide it back a little bit, maybe, hopefully. Down a little bit. Left, right. Shit's fucked.
Shimmy.
Shimmy, shimmy, shake. And there you go. Valve cover. We've learned our lesson to clean the oil out of the cylinders before putting everything back together. So what I've done is I've got some 6mm vacuum hose right here. We're gonna hook it to a syringe or pump of some sort, put it down in the injector bore and into the cylinder. Then we're gonna suck the oil out of there so it doesn't hydrolock the motor again. Didn't work very well. It kind of curves, so when you're trying to put it in the injector bore.
That's what she said.
What we're gonna do instead is we've got all the new O-rings on the injectors, put them in, definitely torqued them, and then we're just gonna crank it over a little bit with the glow plugs out and try and blow some of that oil out of the cylinders. All right, make sure you have your safety glasses on because oil is probably gonna spray out of here very, very fast. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. I mean, holy smoke. got this side all put back together. The only thing we're missing is this intake pipe right here, and then it'll be good to go. But for now, we're gonna start it again, make sure it starts, make sure nothing's messed up, make sure it's all good. And then we're gonna put the intake pipe on, pressure wash the engine bay, because it needs it something terrible. Perfect. All right, now that we've started it, got everything running good. A little smoky, that's okay, because it runs.
All right, so we're gonna do one final test now that we have everything all put back together, just to ensure that our fix has fixed the issue. We're at 0 ohms of resistance, and we started at 11, so all is well.
Yep, thank you for watching our video.
Please come again soon.
Have a good one.